Hello everyone, this is Bryant with SFOTsource.com, your premier guide to Six Flags Over Texas. We're finally back out at Six Flags Over Texas, and there are lots of stuff going on in the park right now. There's tons of construction, tons of demolition, tons of improvements happening. They're getting new rides ready, and they're making some other changes to the park as well. Now, as we reported before, they are redoing the parking lot right now, and I will say, have a lot of patience when you're coming through here because the traffic pattern is definitely a little bit crazy. The parking lot was backed way out, and it wasn't an issue with the flow at the parking toll booths. It is an issue with the flow beyond the parking toll booths, so just keep that in mind. Kind of plan that into your day because it is a little crazy in the parking lot right now. But we are 1 week away from Holiday in the Park, so on top of all of the construction updates we're going to do, we're also going to walk around, see what they have ready for Holiday in the Park, and kind of explain some of the confirmed things that we already know. Before we head into the park, though, we are going to show you some of the things they have done outside of the front gate, and give you an idea of what to expect when you come out here again. So one of the big changes that's happening kind of aesthetically is you can see all along here, they are putting up iron fencing. So you can see the black vertical posts already, and you can see that's a very tall fence. Now, when you're coming in over on 6 lanes, you can see that they've actually finished some of it on that entrance pathway, but they are still working on it over here. And that wooden fence with the barbed wire will be a thing of the past, and this will be a lot more pleasing to the eye. And just to point out the crazy traffic pattern, you can see normally where the tram goes and you actually walk up by the picnic eating area, you can see they've got cars flowing that way. So kind of zigzagging all around this thing right now. So one of the other things you'll notice is that right here at security, they have moved guest services over to this kind of will call booth, or what I would say used to be the will call booth. So that's another big change. Guest services has actually been bumped out to this area. And it is also worth noting that they have taken this booth out by the parking tram entrance pickup drop-off into a guest services booth as well. So I don't know kind of how this plays together, but it looks like maybe they're just working for capacity more than anything. So you have two separate options to check out, but I would imagine this one is closed when it's not as crowded. So of course, over where we were standing previously, at the front of that is security checkpoint. However, they have actually moved the admission acceptance area, the ticket scanning, membership card, season pass scanning area, to right here where the old ticket booths are. So when you swing around this way, where you actually used to have your tickets and everything scanned, that you just walk right through. They've bumped the actual entrance to the park all the way back. And it is also worth noting that this area where you could purchase tickets before is now just a membership services area. So looks like these windows are no longer active. They've put signs up on them. Well, I guess with the exception of the one window, so you can probably go there for issues, but really it's just a straight up membership services walk-in. And then, like I said, over here, you just walk right in. I am definitely curious about this change because I feel like it kind of screams remodel of this front area. There's really no point to have this kind of entry portal right here if you are just gonna have people go in, or I guess have their stuff scanned beforehand, which would actually be a really good thing because it would help with traffic issues up here at the front. You can see we got Bugs and Daffy out here taking pictures with the folks. And we've got the jazz band up there playing as well. So you can see they've started getting ready quite a bit for Holiday in the Park up front. There's lights on the trees. You've got garland going up the light posts here. And there will be a brand new 70-foot tall Christmas tree. They will not bring back the tree of trees, but it doesn't look like it's here yet. So cutting it very close. It'll be interesting. You can also see that they've dressed up the Silver Star Carousel stage for Christmas. You've got the Silver Star Christmas Carousel getting ready back there. So very nice facade they've got going on there as well. So there's tons and tons of updates to cover. I think first we're going to go this way through the USA section. And the first big thing to note is Looney Tunes Mall. The facade progress is, of course, well underway, and you can see it's been repainted, and they've done a lot of reshaping to this. So it looks like it will have a little bit of a lower profile, which I'm a big fan of because you can see over it and see more attractions in the park. And this is just a look at Looney Tunes Mall from the other direction. You can definitely see lots of reshaping has happened to the facade structure of this building. And the other big thing to point out here in the USA section is that the All-American Cafe has been repainted. So you can see we've got some fresh red and orange all along this building. I love to see all the paint that Six Flags is throwing at stuff. It really makes a huge difference when it comes to, you know, just overall look at the park. It does look like they've still got to replace the shaded awning there, but otherwise, this is looking mostly done. And we stopped off at Aquaman Power Wave Construction. You can see this big hole is still here where the turntable is going to be, but it does look like things are moving along quite nicely. And as you round the corner past the Hall of Justice, Justice League Battle for Metropolis, you can see that there is an all-new paint job happening on Mr. Freeze. And it looks like the old school light blue is coming back. I love it, and it looks really good. We will get closer, of course. Now, normally in this Boomtown area, over the last handful of seasons, you'd have that canopy of lights that kind of goes along this game's midway. That does not look to be coming back, so it does kind of look like maybe the deep in the heart of Christmas kind of lighting feature has been retired. I'm not seeing any of the netted lights on the roofs or anything out here, so interesting. Looks like we're not doing that anymore, but that's okay. You know, admittedly, it's starting to look kind of rough, but oh, you know what? I may have spoken too soon. I think there might be some roof lights over here after all, here on Dusty Dan's. Yeah, there definitely is. So maybe it's just that section of it that's not coming back, but we will have to wait and see. And the sun, like a lot of times, is not playing well with us, but you can see here at the entrance tunnel to Judge Roy's Scream that new kind of iron rod fencing that they've been putting up. So just to give you a reference of what that looks like, and it is very tall. And we've gone more into Gotham City so we could check out the Mr. Freeze paint job. It does look like the track is going to be this light blue, but the supports are actually going to be kind of this bluish gray color. That does look like new paint. It is glimmering in the sun, so definitely an interesting choice. I love that they brought back the blue, and we'll see how that gray kind of holds up, but I don't know how well you can see it on this camera, but it does look like they've had to do a fair amount of just general steel work on the structure to kind of help it out. You know, it hasn't been repainted or maintained very well in a long time, so there's lots of rust and things like that, but it's great to see that this is getting the TLC it really needs. Change gears for a minute, because over here in Gotham City at the Gotham City stage is where you will be able to catch the Jingle Bells during Holiday in the Park. So that should be theoretically starting on the 19th of November. Looks like they've got quite a bit of stuff to do to get ready for that, but brand new show, and we're definitely looking forward to it. Now, I came over here at the far end of Gotham City to see if there was any signs of parade floats for the new Holiday in the Park parade that starts on November 26th, but it looks like they're not being stored in this area, kind of where the Splash Water Parade was being stored. So, like I said, there is a little while before that parade does start. It does not start exactly with Holiday in the Park, so they still have some time. As we wind our way into the tower section, you can see Oil Derrick is ready for Holiday in the Park. It's got its big star and kind of Christmas tree lights coming down, so always an iconic, really fun thing for Holiday in the Park to see this lit up. So as you wind over by Shockwave and you come down to the Music Mill Amphitheater, this is typically where the Frosty Snow Hill is located, but admittedly, it doesn't really look like there's anything going on over here. So I wonder if this maybe isn't coming back. We will kind of go around the pathway towards the Texas section to get a better look, but it really doesn't look like they're planning on maybe doing this year, but we'll have to see. And we've kind of come around to the other angle of Music Mill Amphitheater, and yeah, it looks like it's just grass. No kind of preparation going on. Less than a week away from Holiday in the Park. I'm going to say that the Frosty Snow Hill, unfortunately, isn't returning. So I don't know what that has to do with, if it has to do with the fate of Music Mill or, you know, staffing issues, because that is still a huge problem, but very unfortunate because it was kind of one of the unique things of Holiday in the Park. And to continue our Holiday in the Park updates, right here where Pirates of Speelunker Cave will debut, you have this Tiki Oasis area, and the stage over here has been dressed up as the Holiday Lane Christmas tree lot. So really kind of just a fun photo op. It'll be interesting to see if the truck comes back, because last year this setup was over by the Aquaman Power Wave construction area. So over here, once you get past the Tiki Oasis area, there used to be kind of like a flower bed segment here. It's been cleared away. It looks like they were just trying to expand the pathway here. But of course, the other really big crazy thing that's happening is Pirates of Speelunker Cave. And you can see here, they are moving the entrance back to the old area that it used to be in when the Speelunkers occupied this attraction. And here's kind of a better view of this so you can actually see where you will enter. They are using the same kind of pathway that they used prior. I do want to know in the comments below, how do you feel about this kind of stonework facade that they've worked up here? And the other really crazy change that's happened over in this corner of the Texas section is that the back porch stage is gone and it has just been paved over. So back porch stage was built in 2001 for the park's 40th anniversary, and really only featured live entertainment produced by the park for I would say, you know, 5 or 6, 7 years maybe. So it was just kind of here. It was probably falling apart, and park probably decided it would be better to just take it out, expand this area, but I'm not too sure they're done with this right here. And I thought something else looked really weird out here, and it's because these trees that used to be right here, the sun's gonna nail us, but there were like 2 tree areas right here by Rodeo that have also been removed. So this strictly just looks like, hey, we need to fix some of the traffic flow issues here in this section. And here's just a different angle of this opening up of this pathway here by Rodeo. Copyright music. Oh my goodness, this is blaring. And as we continue in the Texas section here at Casa Magnetic, you can see that it has been decorated for Holiday in the Park, and that is because it will have a special Noche Buena overlay. So make sure you do Casa Magnetica during Holiday in the Park so you can check out that brand new overlay. And this upper area of Texas will be home to Merry Marketplace again. You can see a fire pit over there, but also here at the courthouse stage, they have a sign up for the Merry Carolers. Now, the way this is described is that they will be moving around the park in various locations, but it does look like this might be maybe their main location or one of the more prominent locations they will be displayed in. And here at the Crazy Horse Saloon, you can expect visits with Santa to return, and based off some other information that I've seen, it looks like some of the Mrs. Claus kind of interactive stuff that they had prior to the pandemic is also returning. Now, this is something that we highlighted in our last video, but they were doing some major work here on the Johnson Creek Schoolhouse, and you can see it looks like they've replaced all the wood they need to replace and have repainted this building, so it's looking very good. And of course, our Texas-sized mistletoe is also back. And in years past, the Merry Marketplace area has kind of expanded down here into the Old South section, and you can see Primo's Pizzeria will be home to the Cozy Cafe once again. This is where you can get soup and bread bowls, baked potatoes. It's some really good food. And right next to Primo's Pizzeria, we have another park improvement update. This building right here has been repainted, and I really like this paint scheme. That is a nice kind of tealish blue color with the kind of off-white trim on there. So I love that so many things are getting repainted, like I've said. And we traveled further into the old south section, and you can see all kinds of lights and decorations in the trees here. But the main thing I want to point out is that there's a brand new show coming to Southern Palace, and it will be called Christmas at Southern Palace. So all new show, just like the Jingle Bells and technically the Merry Carolers. So it's looking real good over here. Very excited for a fresh show lineup as well. Alright everyone, that does it for this visit to Six Flags Over Texas. As you can see, there's just a crazy amount of stuff going on here, and it's very promising for the years ahead because it does look like this park's going to get a lot of TLC. I will say my biggest concern with Holiday in the Park coming up is the parking lot issue. It wasn't dead in there, but it also wasn't super packed, so to see how the parking lot was flowing when I got here today, man, I don't know how that's going to go once they have, you know, a full Holiday in the Park crowd here, but I guess we'll wait and see. So, as you probably could have guessed, we will be back out here to review Holiday in the Park, but before we're back out here, we will be heading to SeaWorld San Antonio and Six Flags Fiesta Texas to enjoy their Christmas events. So be on the lookout for those updates. There's a ton of stuff going on at Fiesta Texas as well, so we're going to cover all that. Make sure to follow us on social media. That is where all of the latest updates happen. Also, make sure to check out sfotsource.com because it is basically a information bank for the park. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon at a theme park.